Hi everyone, it's Dorcas and welcome back to my channel. So I've just returned from the Chicago Stationery Fest. I arrived a couple of days ago, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that it was an entire journey to get back to New York City because the flights were delayed and canceled, and so we were stuck out there for a couple extra days, as were a few other vendors as well. But I am back, still recovering, but I'm back, and I am excited to show you what the event was like. I was able to take a bunch of videos. And so to keep this from being crazy long, I have decided to divide this up into 3 different episodes. And so this will be episode 1, where I will take you through the show, just kind of all the vendors or the majority of them, and then just kind of show you what the vibe was like, what they were offering, a bunch of their Chicago exclusives, and just kind of what, their second year was like. I did not go that first year, which was last year. And so I know that there were a lot of kinks that they needed to iron out. And so I would like to say, to start, just the event as a visitor, as a buyer, was incredibly smooth and ample space to walk around. The space was absolutely beautiful. The venue was gorgeous. And yeah, so I'm going to walk you through the show, show you what was there. And then for episode 2, I will show you the haul of all the things that I bought. And then for episode 3, I'm just going to take you through Chicago. We went to a few other stationery shops in the city, and I just also wanted to take you along for that ride. So let's go with the Chicago Stationery Fest. This year's Chicago Stationery Fest took place at Artifact Events in Ravenswood, which was a 30-minute walk from Paper and Pencil's shop in Andersonville. Since I had a ticket for the Saturday afternoon slot, we stopped by the store earlier in the day so I could be at the venue an hour before doors opened for us at 2 p.m. There were just a few people ahead of me when I got there, but when it was time for our group to make our way in, the check-in process was really smooth and quick. We just showed our ticket on our phones and then got our paper bracelet. The venue had 2 floors, and I went downstairs as soon as I got there, and I was actually really surprised by how much space there was around. I was expecting swarms of people everywhere, but I felt super comfortable just roaming around and getting a lay of the land. From up here, there is a catwalk to cross over to the other venue side, and it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous space. They were able to fit in a lot of vendors in the space, but still have it feel really comfortable and airy. I don't think the vendors felt as squished here as they have in other events that I've been to anyway, but there was just a lot to see, but it didn't feel overwhelming. So there was this bigger space on the second floor, and then there was like another subspace, I guess, up against the wall through these doors. And again, the lighting, the mirror, the chandeliers, like everything was so stunning. Even though it was a little dark in some spots, overall, just the vibe was beautiful. The first table I went to was LCN because they had some show exclusives that I really wanted to check out and some new pet tapes that they were rolling out. Unfortunately, they were sold out by the time I got there, which was only Saturday afternoon, so I was kind of annoyed and bummed out about that, especially because it took me 30 minutes just to check out at this table. And when you only have 3 hours at the show, 30 minutes is a long time, and that's because they had just a sample of each thing at their table, and then they had to go back into a box behind the table to find what each person wanted, and it just took a really long time. So obviously I had a lot of time to peruse through their pet tapes to see what they ended up having still in stock, and I got a few things, but not exactly what I wanted. Then I went to Kubo and Lucy to say hi to Yushing. Yushing had set some things aside for me, and so I grabbed those as well as looked through the other things on her table. A lot of cat dew stamps, Dana ate oatmeal stickers, and she still even had some Coffee Monsters Co. tapes from the anniversary sale. A lot of Chicago exclusives, which were all really cute. Nicole Josephine, I had her on my map, even though I didn't know much about her work, but her illustration style is so cozy and so pretty that I just had to get a few things from her too. She had these patches and vinyl stickers, really cute stamps, some brass page markers, clear stamps, and these adorable brass charms. Marigold Press was another new to me shop, and she had a lot of fun stationery and Chicago exclusive like postcards and sticker sheets, vinyls. I really like that shop small tote bag, but she also had some cool notepads. Like her vibe is retro, so I really like that VHS notepad. And definitely had some Chicago vinyl stickers, and I might have grabbed one. Thousand Skies, I'm such a fan of their vinyl stickers and their ink swatch cards. I also have quite a few of her pins because I think they're absolutely gorgeous and detailed. And she had a bunch of washi tape and stickers. Day-night oatmeal, I'm also a major fan of hers. I end up buying day-night oatmeal stickers everywhere I go, it seems, but it was so sweet to finally meet her and get to chat with her. She was there with her parents, which was so sweet. She had these cute wooden stamps and the teeniest little vinyl stickers that you have ever seen. I just loved everything at her table. Paper Craft and Pantry, some more sticker sheets here. And I also was going around collecting charms for this shaker charm that was being created, and I'll tell you more about that later. But lots of washi tapes and the cutest little pencil pouches that said Chicago Stationery Fest. My eyes were so happy at the iLoop papery table because everything is so vibrant and colorful and just bold, and it just everything, like they had a bunch of different cards and stickers, notepads. It was just a feast for the eyes. Hey Suge, another stationery company that I was getting to know here. So they had greeting cards, washi tapes, vinyl stickers. A lot of people had a lot of the same things, obviously, but they all have such different illustration styles. I mean, this tote bag, how perfect would that be for grocery shopping? Madhouse Crafting Co. was so cheeky. Love their kind of funny vinyls and sarcasm. And these caps were calling my name, but I decided to get a different cap elsewhere. But I really love the washed out denim look. And lots of pins. And how funny are those bread pens? Stay Home Club, I have actually bought from them before and hadn't realized it when I was in Montreal because they're a Montreal-based stationery company. And so I got a few more stickers here. And there's this trash bag, tote bag, that I thought was funny because it had trash pandas on there. Root and Branch Paper Co. was there with their nature style notepads, notebooks, and washi tapes. Like their whole vibe is just very obviously natural. So it was great to get to know them more. Rin Studio was on my list again. I just love these like whimsical illustrations, these bold styles. It's just so fun. And I had to get a few sticker sheets. The sticker sheets are actually really big, and so are the washi tapes. But I had to walk away before I bought everything because like look how fun this looks. The Little Red House had tons of vinyl stickers and art prints. I also really enjoy their style. It's just so detailed, and just the colors are softer, but they're still really pretty. Caitlin Yarbrough Paper Art. I hadn't heard of them before, but I wanted to check out their vinyl stickers. It's kind of like this collage surrealist style, which I thought was really interesting. And they also have this really cool vending machine where you can buy a sticker for $2, like little envelopes of sticker packs, and then it will just kind of come out through the slot, which is fun. I have known of Penelope's Press for so long, so it was great to see Debbie again. It had been years since I think we were last in person, but I went to say hello, check in with her. She's a Chicago native, and so we were able to chat about her coming over for Yoseka Stationery Fest, as well as how the event was going for her. I got a few of her letterpress cards, which are always so clean and crisp that I had to add a few more to my collection. The Washi station was here. I've obviously talked about them in the past. I love their vinyl stickers and their washi tapes. Aviva partners with a bunch of other artists and spotlights them in the different products that she offers. So I was able to check out any of the new washi tapes that she had for this event, as well as see Riley, Riley's desk, who was there with their new washi tape designs. Riley also designed this amazing train bag. It comes with 2 pins and a card, and it was really calling out for me, but I resisted. It's so cute. The washi station also had these cool pencil boards, so I definitely got one of those. And I love that they always have all of their washi tape designs swatched. Bloom Paper Studio was there. I got to say hi to Sharon again, and all of the little bear stickers, I can't. I can't, especially the ones with the little paper and pencil hat. Those are so cute. And then she had these little journal stickers about Chicago Stationery Fest, a bunch of little wooden stamps. I got some of the pet tapes that she had for sale, just all so cute. And she is the sweetest person to talk to, just absolutely lovely. And she also had, of course, some Chicago Stationery Fest sticker sheets. And just lots of goodies on her table. Sakura Dragon was nearby, and I always stock up on Sakura Dragon when I go to these stationery events. But this time I only got the Chicago Stationery Fest postcard and a sticker. But I definitely stamped my notebook with all of those stamps. Since this was a stationery fest, it was definitely leaning more towards stickers and stationery, but Pen Realm was there holding it down for the fountain pen crew. So his table had a little bit of everything. So he had a bunch of different fountain pens and definitely a lot of like more beginner friendly fountain pens, which I feel is great to bridge that gap for those who are new to fountain pens. But he also had a bunch of other fun stationery items at his table. I got to see the lovely ladies behind Shady Pines Paper Co. and get some charms, some funny stickers. And around this time, we were also kind of worrying about the potential delays and cancellations of our flights heading back home because the weather was starting to look a little iffy. But so far at this point, we were all right.
It's fine. I mean, they haven't canceled ours yet. I'll be right back.
Hoping for the best and in a race against the clock, I continued on to check out the rest of this side of the first floor. We had Power Light and Press, as well as the Lady Fingers Letter Press. Okayo Stationery had the cutest stand. I mean, look at this. Look at that little shack. Look at the little shingles on that roof. Absolutely adorable. And again, the illustrations were so cute. I had to get stuff from here. It was just adorable. Love the attention to detail. And look at this card. Janine at Quotations. I swung by to say hi to her. She has some cool Chicago Stationery Fest sticker sheets. And it just warmed my heart when someone came up to her to tell her how this Grief Club book really helped her through some tough times. The Petite Elephant was also very cute, and looking back, I kind of wish I had gotten something from here because it was definitely on my list, but I was just in such a blur to try and fit as much as possible that I failed to get something from this table. And it's so cute, but they'll be at Little Craft Fest, so I'll see them then. Same with Wanderlust Passport. They had these awesome little keychains and charms. Typewriter Chicago, I kept joking with my partner that I was going to bring back a typewriter. Definitely wish I had spent more time at this table, but probably for the best because I might have taken this one right here. How cool is that? And this is what that first floor looked like. Just again, it was still a lot of space even though it was towards the end of that Saturday afternoon slot. So not busy at all, lots of time and space to chat with people, to check out what was on the table. It was just a good time. At the Familia Mart table, I was able to find May, who was there with her Nini Mart shop of these cute plushies and stickers. Right next to her was Ash Made Me and her sticker sheets as well as jewelry. And then next to Ash was Ameru's table. So Ameru's vinyl stickers and sheets. So the three of them were there together along with Selena. So it was nice to see all four of them at this Familia collective. CXN Art had these adorable hand illustrated art and stickers, postcards, notepads. They were just adorable. Honey Press had half the table full of jars of mild liners and pens and notebooks, which really stood out in the sea of stickers. Sugar Plum Paper had these tiny little icon stickers that were adorable and just kind of a very minimalist look compared to some of the others. By the time I got to Pineberry Paper, I had like 10 minutes to go before they were gonna kick us out. They were going around with a little blowhorn saying that we only had like 10-15 more minutes before we had to exit the venue, which sucked because there was so much to see here. So I spent those last 10 minutes just looking through all of their sticker sheets. They had one of those like buy a certain amount, get one free. They also were the ones who made the shaker charms for the show, and so they had a ton of charms to choose from. So it took me a while to pick one. I also went through looking at their vinyl stickers and their other mystery bags and their reusable sticker books. Like, they had such a large table, and I felt like 3 hours was definitely not enough time to get it all done. And by the time I walked out, it was starting to snow, and I decided to head back to the hotel and return again the next day. When I returned the next morning, I showed up maybe 10 minutes before the doors were to open at 10 a.m. and the line was quite long. But I wasn't fussed because I had gotten most of my shopping done the previous day, and I was just going to hit up those last few areas that I didn't get to check out, like the D-stash table. And let me tell you, this D-stash table was full. It was full of stickers and notepads and paper and just so many like notebooks and just lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. Compared to the fountain pen show that I had just been to in Baltimore, this one was top notch. People were so generous. So since I spent the majority of my Saturday time in the second floor, I decided to give more love to those on the first floor. I went back to the Pamilia table so I can say hi to May and Ash and to Ame. The fact that the sticker was under both the Sears Tower and the Willis Tower made me laugh because people clearly have thoughts on the name change. I got to say hi to Ash, which was really fun. It's just so sweet. I've already been a fan of Soog Studio, but again, these events just help you put faces to names, and so I was able to chat with Selena a little more and get to know her better. Just love it. Mugo Bunny had the cutest little plushies. Oh, I just wanted to bite them. They were so adorable, and loads of sticker sheets and these adorable little planner stickers and tiny icons. So definitely got a few of those to add to my collection. And she also had a sizable collection of washi tapes. So this was Sunday morning, and it was pretty popping, I feel, but still nothing overwhelming or suffocating. Muiji Studio was front and center, just really commanding the space there on the first floor, and had a huge assortment of tote bags and vinyl stickers. That pink one was so cute, prone to mood swings, still cute though. Just a lot of puns and play on words and just cultural charms. It was just adorable. She even had these really cool wooden engraved bottle caps and sketchbooks. At Amarillo Stationery, I was able to say hi to Eric and buy some of his Latino-centered goods. So I definitely got a new hat as well as a full bottle of an ink that I have a sample of. Sugar Turtle Studio, I bought from them in the past, and after buying one of the Hankoku slide stamps at the Philadelphia Pen Show, I knew I wanted to come back and get a different design. Back upstairs, Paper and Pencil had a little pop-up shop along with Hobonichi and High Tide. And so a lot of the things that they had at their Andersonville shop, they had here as well. Although this was more of like a capsule collection specially made for the Chicago Stationery Fest. So I was able to get some of the things that I didn't grab there, again, because I knew I was going to be coming here. And then they had all the colors of the Sula Studio pouch, which was nice to see them back to back here. I know the VIP folks also got their own little pouch full of goodies, so maybe next time I'll grab a VIP pass. But I was definitely able to get some of the stickers that were released for the show and just other Chicago inspired stationery. Hobonichi had a table here with a lot of their spring releases and covers. I'm set for the year, so I didn't need any new planners, that's for sure. But those pencil boards were really cute and also a great way to grab a design if you don't want a full cover of it. I went over to the High Tide table to say hello and let them know that I was able to check out their new New York City shop. And we also talked about the fact that our flights were getting canceled. I swung by the Esterbrook table to say hi to some other folks that I also know and also to see their new Esterbrook SD fountain pen, the Rockstar, which is in collaboration with Esterbrook and Ferris Wheel Press and has all these gorgeous purples and blues and it's glitzy and glam. Just absolutely beautiful. The lighting here does not do this pen any justice. It's just a very pretty pen in person. At Egg Tart Studio, I got to say hello, get to know them a little bit, and definitely grab that event exclusive sticker sheet. She was absolutely lovely to talk to and just so happy to be there. It was like, she was so sweet. I've known of Calliope for many years at this point, and her table did not disappoint. I mean, it definitely matches her vibrant, sunny personality, just very sarcastic. Her stickers were just as tongue in cheek, and I absolutely loved the display, all the cute little crates, the little tiny shopping baskets, just everything was so on brand. And with our flights officially canceled, we had to stay in Chicago 2 extra days. So that same night, I kind of laid out all of my stationery goodies on our bed. We were able to change rooms and we're in a bigger one this time. And just kind of take stock of all the things that I bought and just get really excited about the things that I was going to add to my collection. So, overall thoughts on the show. Again, I am going in for the first time to Chicago Stationery Fest. So, I was a little worried that it'd be overwhelming or incredibly crowded. Again, every time I go to these shows for the first time, I don't know how much room there'll be for me to like film or chat. And I was able to do both easily at this show. I know that last year they had maybe oversold tickets and so it was just like over capacity. Some people had their tickets canceled, and I think that this time around there was so much space for me to just kind of catch a breath, move on to the side, kind of organize my things. And I was also able to talk to so many people, both vendors and just other people that were waiting to buy things. which was amazing. I mean, that's what I love about this, is that I can go and talk to people, make new connections, swap Instagram handles. It was a lot of fun. Um, that said, I think there was space to sell even more tickets. I know that those tickets sold out so quick. I mean, I was just like, what even is happening? Because when the tickets were released, we didn't know what the prices were gonna be, or the tiers, the time slots. Like, we didn't really have much to go off of. And so when the tickets were released along with all of that information, it was hard to take my time to read all of the information, the fine print, and then decide which ticket I wanted to go with. So the VIP passes sold out lightning quick. And then the Saturday morning ones went quick as well. And so luckily I was able to grab a Saturday afternoon ticket and then Sunday tickets as well. But I know people missed out because it was just, I don't know how many tickets were available to begin with. So being in the space and seeing how much space there was still left to walk around, I think there was a lot of there was still space to sell more tickets. Granted, I don't know if the vendors, like, how they feel, if they felt that it was too little or just enough. But from those that I spoke with, they said that, yeah, there was space to fill up the venue more. So hopefully they made money, they made back what they paid for their booth. I definitely contributed to that cause, but yeah, just throwing it out there that there was definitely space for more people. But it's just, one never knows how that pendulum is gonna swing. So I totally see Paper and Pencil trying to correct their mistakes from last year and learning from it, and then kind of putting things in place so that it's a more enjoyable experience for all sides. In terms of the things that I was able to buy, I mean, there were so many Chicago exclusives, as you'll see in the haul, and I just was tempted by all of it. I mean, it was just, I loved it. Even though getting out was a challenge, uh, it, I definitely would go back again. The you could tell how much the organizers care about this event, about this community. There weren't any workshops this time around either, and maybe there were some last year. I can't remember, but there weren't that many opportunities for the community to come together, outside of just shopping and buying and kind of congregating in little spaces around a vendor. So maybe, allowing for those kinds of communities to come together and hang out, chill. But again, I'm certain they're just very mindful of just being over capacity, and this being um, like a chaos, like a chaotic mess where people just feel a little too suffocated there, and they just kind of wanted to focus on the marketplace, and I thought they did a great job. I mean, there was just a great mix of vendors, and I saw some people that I already knew and reconnected with, people from way back in my past. It was great to see them again, and then got to check out a bunch of new vendors that, now that I'm going to other stationery events this year, I will definitely look out for them, to continue supporting what they do. So that's the end of episode 1. Let me know in the comments below if you attended this year's Chicago Stationery Fest. I would love to hear actually from those who attended last year's, how it compares, either because you went there this month as well, or because you were able to compare with my experience, what yours was like last year. Would love to know just kind of how, if it's better, if they kind of went too far to the other side of things. But yeah, I just absolutely like enjoyed my time there, and definitely want to see what they do for year 3 if they decide to come back. They probably will. I mean, why would they not? So stay tuned for my second episode where I show you what I got from the show, the haul, and a little bit about the vendors that I bought them from. And I hope to see you there. Bye.